On deck, welcome to Crackdown 3.
Hello gamers, Gunrob here. I would like to welcome all of you to my very first game review video. And today we're going to be reviewing Crackdown 3. Well, not completely Crackdown 3, I have not played through the single player yet, but the Crackdown 3 multiplayer, which is called Wrecking Zone. Yup, Crackdown 3, that game that you've heard has been delayed for years, which is well, it is something. And also that game that the developers love to put the tag on, that they called the game with the power of the cloud. Before getting into the review though, I want to be very honest with you guys. I am not a Crackdown fan, and this will be my first experience with a Crackdown game. It is also important for me to tell you that the only reason why this game caught my eye is because I saw Terry Crews on the ads, and then, well, eventually I was very hyped about it. I started watching it and reading the news, and then I got into the power of the cloud thing and everything, and it is, well, the marketing team got it for me. Now, I want all of you guys to imagine the situation. It's 1 AM local time. I just brewed the perfect coffee, poured it on my mug, put some milk on it, put some sugar on it, stirred a little bit, tasted it. It was delicious. Grabbed it, sat on my couch, pressed launch on the game, and the first thing I see is this tasteless menu. Seriously, you could have done something better with it. Add a little bit of flair on it, wouldn't have hurt anybody. Now, in the menu you can see you had both Agent Hunter and territories for the game modes in this multiplayer. I enjoyed a lot playing Agent Hunter, which is basically kill confirmed. I really liked the match duration being an average of 10 minutes, which allows for short gaming sessions, and I really liked that they were very action packed. Everything happened immediately, explosions, a lot of shots, a lot of actions, people dying everywhere, jumping, dashing, shooting. It was great. Territories, on the other hand, had nothing wrong with it. It's just that I don't like King of the Hill or game modes that look like King of the Hill. And this is basically King of the Hill with teams of 5. You gotta capture areas. It is basically not my jam. I thought it was fun, I just didn't enjoy it as much. So I didn't play it that much either. Now, at the time of this review, there is something very important I wanted to point out. You cannot play with your friends. If you invite a party member, they cannot join your game. There's no option for it right now. We know Microsoft will fix this, but this happened at launch. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that the matchmaking is a little bit slow at the time. It takes maybe a couple of minutes to find a match in both Agent Hunter and Territories. It is not a big deal, but it is happening too. This game features a main combat mechanic that you should all know about. It's called the lock-on system, and you use it to, well, you may have guessed it, lock on to people. Once you lock onto a person, both you and your teammates get perfect vision of that person as a red marker, and you can follow him even through walls. But there's a catch on this. Once you lock onto a person, that person knows it's being locked on, but also knows where you're coming from, so he can tell his teammates and he can turn around and make the situation his instead of yours. It's a very tricky mechanic to actually use correctly, because sometimes it's better to follow a target without actually locking onto them unless you're completely sure you're gonna kill them. It is basically a sneaky mechanic I was using when I was playing, and I found it to be very effective. I really like this mechanic. I thought for all the mobility this game adds to the plate, it is needed. Without this lock-on mechanic, we would not be able to hit anybody. Another key feature for this game is its high mobility for both vertical and horizontal traveling in mid-air. Most of the battles you will do are not nearly as grounded as you think. They're more of air battles, jumping around bullets and missiles. It's really fun because what they do, they integrate it correctly. It feels like a sandbox inside a multiplayer match, and with that, they blew it out of the park. Now, regarding the destructibility, it feels bland. It is not bad, but I think it lacks mass. Like when you destroy an object, that object should look better while it's being destroyed. Well, with that said, it does work well. I was using it in my matches to catch people. I was not breaking buildings if I didn't need to, but if I saw somebody turn around the corner and I wanted to catch him, I would just dash through the building and catch that person. It was really fun. I think they implemented these two mechanics almost to perfection with the gameplay. Now, people were talking about the graphics in this game as if they were bad, and I have to disagree with that. I don't think they're impressive. but I think they're not bad at all. I think these graphics get the job done as they wanted it to get the job done, and because of that, they work perfectly with the game. The same happens with the sound design. And while I've been saying a lot of good stuff about this game, there's also a lot of bad stuff to say, and that's, get ready for it because it's not easy to digest. The first one is that it is too simple, and because of that, you feel like it has a lack of deepness. I played the whole 2 multiplayer modes we had, and I got tired of them both. I stopped playing not because I had to do this review, but because I got tired of it. And that is a bad sign for a new game. With that said, I also feel this game's price tag is too high. This is not a $60 game. This is not a full game for full price. And definitely, this is not the result many of the fans were waiting for after so many years of being pushed back. With all of that, taking all of that into consideration, I think this game is okay at tops. It's not a bad game. It's not a good game either. It's just there. What it brings to the table in terms of technology with the cloud and the destruction is very important, but that's not something we care as gamers that are playing this game. That's something that developers should care for. For us, the final product is what's important, and it doesn't feel like a good final product. So with that said, I would like to give this game a 6, just above, a little bit above mediocrity, and not reaching a good game per se. I was very disappointed in the end while playing this game, and I wish they had gone for more.